Hello and welcome back to another Marvel Champions two-handed recorded gameplay. Today we are coming back with another member requested game from Guarismo, who is creating a series in the member requested games, because last time we played Gambit and Jubilee going up against Collector, and this time we're escaping the Collector with Gambit and Jubilee. So we are stuck in the museum. We have to escape the museum. The catch here is that we have to do this after taking everything from the Galactic Artifact side scheme set. So we do have to go through and clear all the side schemes before we are able to escape, because let's be honest, we're little thieves here with Gambit at the table. So there are 4 side schemes that we have to take, and we'll talk about the deck build and everything. If you want to jump directly to the gameplay, you absolutely can do that, but we're going to talk about the deck builds. We're also running Sentinel, the Sentinel mod set. Collector 2, you want to be running Justice, so we are definitely running Justice at least over here, and then we've got a really fun leadership deck that I'm actually really excited for. So Jubilee is running a Justice deck. We got Dazzler, Nick, Angel, and X as our lineup. We are going to be focusing on confusing, because Remy is going to want to stay in Alter Ego for a while. We got 3 copies of One Way or Another. These are really to help pull some of those galactic artifacts out there, so we don't just happen to hope to draw into them. One way or another, we're going to be able to go grab them and then thwart them down. There's also a really nice benefit when you do thwart them down, so that'll be nice. We'll thwart them down with 3 steps ahead and multi-talented. We've got mission training here, which gives the attached ally a +1 thwart and +2 hit points. We've got 3 copies of Game Time, 2 copies of Float. First one is going on Jubilee, second one is going to go on Gambit. We'll talk about Gambit strategy here in a second. Endurance, because Jubilee is squishy. X-Gene, 2 copies of Honorary X-Men. The first one goes to Gambit, because again, he's going to stay in Alter Ego for a little bit. He's going to build up. He's going to ramp into some pretty intense stuff. And then we've got the Power in All of Us and the doubles. So the Power in All of Us doesn't have a huge number of targets. We have Nick, Angel, X, and then multi-talented, but it does count as that second, or that 2 different resources for multi-talented. So we're kind of leaning into that. Plus, it's just a wild resource, which is going to help smooth out kind of hitting those different kickers that she does need to hit. And so even though we don't have the 10 that we, rule of thumb we want to go with, we are going to be running the Power in All of Us. Now, I'm way more excited about Gambit's deck, honestly. Gambit's deck is a little wild. And this is why I love two-handed play, because this would not work solo. It potentially could. Not as well. We got Beak, Beast, Colossus, Legion, Psionic, Pixie, X, Shadowcat, Triage, and then Rogue. We got 3 copies of X-Men Instruction, which allows us to shuffle 2 X-Men allies into our deck, and then if X-Mansion is in play, we get to draw a card. This is going to get these back into rotation, and so these are going to be entering and leaving play fairly frequently, but not completely all the time. I don't know if that made any sense at all. These are going to be entering and leaving play every once in a while. Like some of these, like Pixie, Beak, all of these. However, X-Men Instruction allows us to get them back, so we can put them back into play and get their when entering play effects. Potentially Shadowcat, Colossus, Legion, Rogue. Those are ones that may stay around for a while for those training upgrades. We got team training, 1 for each of us. We got Triskelion, Utopia to open up the ally limits. We got Strength in Numbers, and this is kind of where for whatever reason, I thought that this was a a hero only card. It is not. It is you can do it in Alter Ego. So we're gonna sit down here, we're gonna build, and we're just gonna go crazy. We got 3 copies of Danger Room Training. We've got Danger Room, Weapon X, X Bunker, X Mansion, Moira, X Jet, Uncanny, and that's why that first copy of Honorary X-Men goes over here to Remy, so we can start getting that discount on our allies. We got a build support, mainly for Uncanny here. We got a call for backup. Cerebro somehow behind all of that, and then doubles. We're going to try and keep Legion and Voltron Legion so that Legion can stay on the table, so that Legion is that psionic character, so we can search our entire deck, finding the exact right answer that we need for with Cerebro. So that's kind of the idea. We are going to be sitting down. Remy's going to be able to handle some of the thwarting. He's a better thwarter in Alter Ego. The allies, depending on if we need thwart or if we just kind of need an all around, we can either grab mission training or danger room training with our danger room. But I'm kind of picturing this as Jubilee stays in hero form for a good bit of the game. Gambit stays in alter ego form for a good bit of the game until we're ready. Maybe we strengthen numbers once or twice and come up and just absolutely swing at Collector. And when we say swing, I guess that does mean thwarting with all of our stuff. But I'm pretty excited for how this is going to shape up. This is a 49 card deck. And it is a little bit heavier than what I would normally like, but we do have strength in numbers. We are going to be in alter ego for a long time, so we do get that +1 card draw every single turn. And a lot of the times, since we are in alter ego, we don't necessarily want to be drawing into our hero events because we're going to be in alter ego. A lot of them can't be played now. Creole Charmer and that kind of stuff can. So we'll be messing with that. But Jubilee is going around looking for our artifacts one way or another. We're going to try and play one way or another as many times as we can before Gambit takes their turn. Since it is a action, we can call upon it, and then Gambit can use his Thieving Extraordinaire to kind of clear it. We will be pulling Shopping Spree turn 1 onto the table. And our main goal here, we'll have Remy not use his ability, but we will have Remy take the first threat, Jubilee get that second, so that we can get her coat out turn 1, so that the massive amount of threat that's going to get pushed on us by Collector, we can deal with it. Okay, so Collector is a 2/2 plus X, where X is the number of the main scheme. When Collector would be defeated, we're going to remove 6 threat from the main and flip the card into his invulnerable state. The missing Milano, we put the Library Labyrinth environment into play, set the ship command modular set side out of play. Library Labyrinth is deal yourself 1 face on encounter card, remove 5 threat from the main scheme, limit once per round per player. Then we've got the missing Milano. When the last threat is removed from this scheme, advance to stage 2A. So instead of going, well, we will lose if it does pop at 22. But instead of kind of killing the Collector, we're going to be progressing through the different stages, very much like a Lord of the Rings type quest. So once we go through 3 stages, we do win the game. What we're probably going to try and do is push to that stage 2. At stage 2, we get the Milano without all the bad cards that come with the Milano encounter sets. So if we can push into stage 2, we're going to get that resource generator on the table. It probably is just worth doing that. First player is going to go over here to Gambit. He has the 2 side schemes. And so then her Malrad ability is an action, so we can pull it out off turn. We got Danger Room Training. Exactly why we did it. Triage. Team Training, Expansion, and a Cerebro. We're gonna toss these 3. We have another Team Training, so we can grab that when we need it. Molecular Acceleration. I was looking for a double. There it is. Strength in Numbers and a Creole Charmer. Alrighty. For Jubilee, this mic is very, very close. Jubilee, we got 6 cards. We got a one way or another. That's an interesting start. A Firecracker, Plasmoid Energy, Float Like a Butterfly, Plasmoid Energy again, and a multi-talented. Okay, that's pretty awesome. I honestly don't know if I'm gonna mulligan the Float Like a Butterfly and Firecrack. No, I do want to stun. I don't think I'm mulliganing. I really don't, because we have a perfect multi-talented here. We have we're going to have our coat Firecracker works, and we have a one way or another. So we can either clear call for backup. We can hit this a little bit. We'll be good. We're fine. We're good. We're so good. Okay. It is Remy's turn. First, what we're going to do is we're going to pull out Shopping Spree. Put that into play using our Mall Rat ability. That comes in with 2 threat, and we do have the cool buy the same token threat, or the Shopping Spree threat. So it's a 1-2 because it is a flat 2, so we got 2 right there. Oh. And as an action, we can exhaust our identity to remove 1 threat from here. Any player may trigger this ability. Oops. And then when defeated, the player defeated the scheme searches their deck and discard pile for an item card and puts it into play. So let's go ahead and remove 1. Jubilee is going to go ahead and exhaust to remove the second. This is not a victory side scheme. It does go directly here. And then we're going to have Jubilee go grab her coat. Definitely want to do this before we draw those cards using one way or another. But Jubilee gets +1 thwart. And then after you play a thwart event, we can exhaust Jubilee's coat to remove threat from a scheme equal to the number of different resources we use to pay for that event. Really awesome card. Cool. We are exhausted now, so that's fun. Very, very tired. Let's go strengthen numbers to play a call for backup. That's going to come in with 6. And I think what we're going to do, we're going to have one way or another pull a side scheme. We're going to be paying for multi-talented with 3. So Jubilee's coat can hit 3 here, which means that a Creole Charmer can clear call for backup and then confuse the collector. So we will have a stunned and a confused collector going into the villain phase, which just seems very, very good. We'll get an ally on the table. I'm trying to think of what ally would be good. We could bring in Professor X. If we bring in Professor X, we don't have to Creole Charmer. Well, then we wouldn't be able to remove the threat. Never mind. Okay, so Creole Charmer. It does feel a little sad to ditch the X Mansion. Trying to think. Is it worth getting Cerebro into play right now? I probably should have thrown Forge in this deck. X Mansion turns off a lot of the X-Men instruction card draw. It turns off being able to heal some of your allies, which is really what it's there for. But Cerebro is going to help get that velocity going. You know what? We're going to do it. Throw Cerebro into play. We're not going to trigger Cerebro this round because we're not going to be able to play any ally that we do grab. So we're going to hang on to this. We'll call on the action here in a second. Jubilee's turn. Let's go ahead and flip up. Let's use one way or another to search the deck for a side scheme, put it into play, or reveal it. Philosopher's Stone, the player defeated this scheme may draw 2 cards. Seems pretty good. It is an Amplify. We're going to go ahead and grab that. Because it's an Amplify, we're going to have a stunned and confused collector. So there's a good chance that we do not have to we don't have to take that out this round, meaning that we can let that sit and potentially hit him with another Creole Charmer or something like that. That's going to come in with 7. Okay. And we get to draw 3 cards. We got Firecracker, Genius, and the Power in All of Us. Beautiful. Let's go with Power in All of Us and a Firecracker to play multi-talented. So if you paid for this using, we did all of that. So we're going to deal 2 damage, I'm sorry, here. Remove 2 threat from a scheme. Let's go ahead and hit here. And then heal 2 damage. We're good. We're going to trigger Jubilee's Coat, which is going to give us 3 threat removal off a call for backup. At this point, we will call on Remy. Molecular Acceleration will play Creole Charmer to clear, call for backup. And if it removed the last threat from a scheme, you get to confuse the villain. Let's go. It's our favorite sentence. Confuse the villain. Once we clear call for backup, we both get to search and find a ally and put it into play. Who do we want? Colossus is good. Beast is pretty good. Rogue. I mean, Rogue is good. Rogue is very, very good. Let's grab Legion. Legion turns on Cerebro. We can just get, yeah, 100%. That makes a lot of sense, actually. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, so we got Legion, and we're gonna grab Wolverine with Jubilee, I think. Just because, we could go Nick. That would be insane. That could be a huge first turn. If we go Nick, Collector will be stunned, so we do lose out a little bit on the Nick drop. I think we're just gonna go with Wolverine. Wolverine. Yeah. Let's go Nick. Nick sounds fun. We don't need the damage, so let's just go Nick. After Nick Fury enters play, choose to remove 2 threat, draw 3 cards, or deal 4 damage. Let's go ahead and just draw 3 cards. We got one way or another. We can only play one of those around. The power in all of us. And that's a tough pull. Look at this. Oof. That's a hand you do not like to see. Alrighty. Genius is going to play Float Like a Butterfly. Probably on Remy. No, we'll go over here on Jubilee. I think both of them would work fine. But this increases the amount of damage a enemy does to a confused enemy. And then we will Firecracker. 5 damage to the Collector. And stun because we paid for it with one of our Plasmoid energies. Oof. Nick will go ahead and thwart 2 here. That sets this up for a nice little Creole Charmer if we have it. And at the end of our turn, we're going to pitch one of the one way or another's. We're going to hang on to these 3 cards, knowing that we have a one way or another that we can pull and get another side scheme. If he schemes for 3 plus a boost, we're still safe here because we have 22, so we can focus on that later. Okay. Remy gets 6 cards. Shadowcat, Strength in Numbers, Strength, Royal Flush, and a Weapon X, and a Rogue. Alrighty, nice. Jubilee has got a Flash of Light. Get that Confuse going. Dazzler, another source of Confuse. Honorary X-Men, beautiful. 3 steps ahead. Oof, nice. And a Professor X. We have so much Confuse. We may be able to just use that X to ready Jubilee since we won't have a stun. But let's go 2 threat here on the main. Collector is going to scheme, but he's confused. He's going to attack, but he is stunned. We'll pass out encounter cards. Remy, Dark Designs. This is why I counted. We're going to scheme. It's going to be 3, 4, and he gets a tough. So we are at 20 now. Out of 22. The poison, attach your identity. When your turn begins, place 1 poison counter here, then take 1 damage for each poison counter. Spend 3 resources of different types to discard this card. Jubilee can do that. Let's pass this over. I'm going to place a counter and take 1 damage. I 100%. I drew these 3 cards. So I'm just going to shuffle these. But I did not have the Honorary X-Men. So because I hung on to 3 cards. Smart, Nelson. Smart. Oh, it's actually 1 more because of the Amplify. Well, that's actually terrifying. We're so very close to losing that. Cool. That's fun. That's real fun. Alrighty. Cool. Fun. Nick goes away. We took the damage from the poison. Let's play one way or another. We're going to go find another one of those galactic artifact. We got the magical teapot, which is an Hazard, Monarch Egg. When we defeat that, we get 3 card draw, which is pretty awesome. Let's go Monarch Egg. I think the acceleration token, if we can't hit it, we'll be okay. Okay, but we do have to mess with the main right now. So that's gonna come in with 7. There's 4. 3. Okay, we get to draw a strength, game time, and a Wolverine. We'll use a plasmoid energy to play a flash of light. That's going to remove 3 threat from a scheme. We're going to we're gonna clear here. That's gonna hit the Philosopher's Stone. We're gonna draw 2 cards. Mission Training and a Float Like a Butterfly. And then we did pay for it with 2 different resources, so we will confuse. And Jubilee's Coat is going to trigger, and we're going to take 2 threat off of here, which is going to take us down to 19. Okay. Mission Training, Float Like a Butterfly, and Power in All of Us are going to get rid of the poison. Get rid of that. Then we're going to Dazzler, Strength, and Game Time for a Wolverine. Wolverine is going to attack for 4 with Piercing. Wolverine takes 2 consequential damage, which is a little scary. Because I don't plan on flipping down with Jubilee too much. But we're at 12. We're going to go down to 8. Applying some nice little pressure here. And then, reminder, once we do take down Collector, we get to remove 6 threat from the main. Okay. Jubilee will go ahead and thwart 2 here. That is the game in condition, right? Alrighty, it is Remy's turn. Let's use Cerebro to go find a Beak. Beak is not a bad idea. Beak is not a bad idea here. Let's grab Beak. Okay. Remy is going to go ahead and use Thief Extraordinaire. We're going to look at the top 2 cards, discard 1 of those cards. So we're going to discard Master Plan and remove 2 threats from... Let's go with the Monarch Egg. Take that down to just 5, which I have 5s. Okay. Strength and a Royal Flush will play Shadowcat. And we're going to ignore the acceleration here, which means that we can do a little bit more work on the main. Let's go Rogue to play Weapon X. And then we'll trigger a Weapon X. So we're going to take 1 damage and discard until we get a perfect. And then we're going to use Shrink the Numbers and Natural Agility to play Beak. We get to remove... Oh, I cannot play Shadowcat because I don't have the X-Man trait yet. Ah! Okay, hold on. We're good. We're okay. We're going to be fine. Don't panic, Nelson. I'm panicking. Okay, so what did I use to pay for Shadowcat? You know what? We're going to just say that we flipped up, just so we don't have to. We flipped up. We weapon dexed. We got the card. We flipped up, played Shadowcat, then played Beak. Okay, because we have some blockers now. In terms of like Beak, Gambit can probably take a hit and be okay. Let's go ahead and just remove 3 threat from here, which will take us down to 14. Okay, that was a little messy. I apologize. Beak, Shadowcat. We'll remove 3, take it down to 11. Both of them need a damage. And we will stand up. We'll probably chump with Shadowcat here. We got Blinding Flash, Angel, Game Time, Honorary X-Men. Now we can play Honorary X-Men on Gambit and avoid all of those. Yeah. Creole Charmer, nice. X-Men Instruction, Gambit Staff, the Thieves Guild, and Team Training. Nice. I'm going to go up to 13. Collector is going to look at Jubilee. We're going to block with a... we know what it is. We do know what it is. We know it's going to be 4 damage. We're going to still block with Beak. Take 4 damage. Beak is gone. Collector is going to attack Gambit. We're going to block with Shadowcat. It'll be 3, 4, 5. Fly Shadowcat. Now we'll pass out encounter cards. Jubilee. We got Sinister Strike place, and then he's going to attack us. At this point, he's attacking us for 3. We'll take it. 6 damage. Ow. Oof. Well, down to 2. That's good. We got Sentinel Mark 5. If targeted for elimination is attached to your identity, it attacks you. Otherwise, search your deck for targeted for elimination and attach it to your identity. Now we cannot change down. We cannot... While you're engaged with a Sentinel minion, you cannot change hero form to alter ego form. We can exhaust our identity to discard the card. Alrighty. Well, that's exciting. Ooh, alrighty then. This passes back over to Gambit. I think Jubilee is going to have to flip down so that she can heal. If we're going to do that, I think we'll also flip down with Gambit. We are confused on the Collector, so I think we'll be fine. Does Jubilee have a off-turn? Not really. Okay, let's go ahead and exhaust to get rid of targeted for elimination. We will flip down to, we'll get a counter. Mainly, I just want Rogue to be really, really cheap now. Flip down. We will... Cerebro. And we will grab... Colossus would be cool. Let's go with Beast. I don't have a super great hand. So I think Beast is going to be an okay one to get out onto the table. Let's Weapon X. We will take a damage. Down to 7. To discard until we get a... No, Moira, no! Stop it! Charge card. Stop, stop! He's already dead. Okay. We've got X-Men Instruction, Gambit Staff, the Thieves Guild, which we may actually want Thieves Guild. Let's go Creole Charmer and charge card to play Beast. When Beast enters play, we get to search our deck and discard pile for a hero or a resource card. Let's use Molecular Acceleration to drop a Team Training. That means Wolverine can attack. Yeah, I'm going to throw the Team Training over here on Jubilee. This gives each one of my allies +1 hit point. And so now Wolverine can attack knowing that he is 5. And if we're flipping with Jubilee, Wolverine gets to heal. But that way we can do something other than just thwart with them. Okay. I think we probably are going to go Grand Finale. I'm sorry, Blinding Flash. No, I need Honorary X-Men. And then Stun and Confuse both the Collector and the Sentinels. So we don't have to deal with the Sentinel right now. Collector is confused. Yeah, we're going to definitely do that. So we don't have to deal with them. Instead, Beast is going to go ahead and thwart, take this down to 3. Needs 1. We're good to hang on to Legion. I want to get Legion a little bit more Voltron before I start using him. Plus, there are a couple of key cards, mainly Uncanny, that I don't want to discard. I just don't want to top deck. I could just thwart if I wanted to, but we're going to hang on to the Thieves Guild. We're going to pass it over to Jubilee. Game Time, and Angel is going to play Blinding Flash. We'll Stun and Confuse both Collector and Sentinel. Wolverine is going to swing 3, 4 into Collector. It's going to take him down to 4. And then we're going to flip down, healing 3 damage to take Wolverine down to 1. Before we flip down, Honorary X-Men comes over here to Gambit. Gives him +1 health and the X-Men trait, which is very important. Then we're going to heal for 3 to take us back up to 5. I'm going to have Beasts of thwarted over here instead. I'm scared of extra activations. We got Thieves Guild. We're going to hang on to that. We're going to stand up. Jubilee is going to get a mission training. Okay. Mission training is good for Legion. Honorary X-Men. Multi-talented. Beautiful. Flash of Light. Endurance. She's going to be very happy with that endurance. And another mission training. Sweet. Remy, we got the Thieves Guild. Utopia, beautiful. Build support. Molecular Acceleration. Give me that Uncanny. Natural Agility. And the Uncanny X-Men. Let's freaking go. Awesome. Take this up to 13. Confused. Collector is going to scheme for... actually, this is 4 because of the acceleration. Don't get to ignore it every time. Collector scheming for 3, 6. Jeez. If we lose here, I'm blaming myself. Attach your identity. Gets -1 thwart, -1 attack, -1 defense. Love it. Love it. And targeted for elimination. While you're engaged with a Sentinel minion, you cannot change from hero to alter ego form. Love it. Yes. This is going to pass over to Jubilee. And let's go. Let's flip up the Jubilee. Let's go ahead and... Do we have Confuse? Do we have any Creel Charmer or anything over here for that? No, we don't. We could Cerebro for a Professor X. That can get us a Confuse and a block. Well, Collector's going to be stunned. We don't really need build support anymore. Professor X gets played on 2 resources. So we can play and hang on to Utopia. Okay. I think we are going to exhaust Jubilee. We are going to use Honorary and Mission Training to play Multi-Talented. So we paid for it with all 3 resources. We're going to deal 2 damage to an enemy. We're going to hit here. Take him down to 2. Remove 2 threat from a scheme. I'm going to go here. That means a Professor X can easily knock that if we do go that route. And then heal 2 damage from our identity. Go up to 7. Jubilee's coat is going to thwart this down to 17. Okay. I'm trying to figure out I'm trying to figure out what I want to do I want to throw Mission Training on Legion? I think so. So let's use Flash of Light to play Mission Training over here on Legion. That's going to pump him up to 5 health and 2 thwart. Okay. Beast is going to go ahead and hit Collector. So let's have Wolverine throw 3 damage here. And Wolverine is going to go up to 3 damage on him. Okay. Kind of wish I didn't throw away X Mansion because that's a really good way to heal. And we're going to hang on to Endurance. I'm going to put it there so I remember that I actually have a hand. Alrighty. Molecular Acceleration and Natural Agility is going to play Uncanny X-Men. With Uncanny X-Men, now all of my X-Men allies get +1 hit point. And if each of my X-Men allies are, or each of my X-Men characters are X-Men traded, they cost 1 fewer to play. So we'll go ahead and Cerebro for Professor X. Having Legion on the table for Cerebro, being able to just search your entire deck is so incredibly good. Okay. Let's go Thieves Guild and build support to play Professor X. That's going to confuse the Collector. We have Utopia, which we're going to hang on to. Let's go ahead and have Remy use his ability. Discard either Grounded, which actually we're going to 100% take Grounded as our encounter card. Because that's going to let us flip and heal Wolverine without actually needing to stay in Alter Ego. So let's put that on top. He is Stunning Confused, so that will be an encounter card. We're not decking out, so we are good. So we remove 1 threat from a scheme. Take this down to 2. Beast will go ahead and swing 2 here. Forced Interrupt. We are going to remove 6 threat from the main. Take it down to 11. And flip him. He cannot be defeated. When the round ends, we're going to flip, and he no longer has the additional attack or thwart based on the scheme there. Okay. Professor X will go ahead and Let's just thwart here. Let's take this down to 8. It's going to be 1. Legion will go ahead and thwart for 2. Again, we're trying to get this down so that we can push and get that Milano. Legion, we'll go ahead and trigger. We're going to top, and it's a mental, so we're going to remove 2 threat from a scheme. Let's just keep going. Let's just keep hammering this guy. Okay, perfect. We will hang on to Utopia. We're not going to be able to play it if we trigger weapon X, so let's just stand up. Jubilee has endurance, which we held on to. Jubilee sunglasses, 3 steps ahead. Plasmoid energy, 3 steps ahead. 2, 4, 5. Okay. Remy has got 6. We got Utopia, Genius, Gambit's Guild Armor, X-Men Instruction, Strength in Numbers. Here we go. Now we're talking 2, 4, 5, and a Pixie. Beautiful. We can recur that X. I love it. I love it so much. We're going to add 3. It's going to take us up to 7. Collector is stunned. Collector is confused. Sentinel will scheme for 1. We'll deal out encounter cards. Jubilee gets grounded. When revealed, change to alter ego form. That heals 3 damage from Wolverine. And then after you play a Jubilee event, remove this card from the game. As an additional cost to change to hero form during your turn, you must spend 2 resources of the same type. That's annoying. Oh well. It is what it is. Over here for Remy, we've got his obligation. Alter ego action, exhaust Remy, spend a lightning resource to remove this from the game. We got a lightning. Ooh. Okay. Pass over here. X goes away. Okay. We are going to use Remy's ability. No, we're going to exhaust Remy. We're going to spend a Pixie to get rid of guild business. Okay. Let's play X-Men Instruction to shuffle two X-Men back into our deck. There goes Professor X. And B seems pretty decent. X-Mansion is not in play, so we do not get to draw a card. But Cerebro. Now we get to look. I didn't think we had any more. Yeah, we didn't. Okay, so I think it's a Professor X play. Stand Professor X into our hand. We will weapon X to take a damage. Discard until we get a perfect, just 1 charge card. Slightly risky, but what the heck. Genius to play Utopia. The Guild Armor and Charge card will play Professor X. We'll confuse Collector, who should have flipped, and come back in with 20. Okay, but really the confuse is also really good for the float stuff over here, so we're good at that. We could shrink the numbers for 3 cards right here. I'm going to trigger Utopia to ready Remy. We're going to Remy again. Or Remy for the first time. Ooh, we got Evil Alliance and Drawing Nearer. Oof. Probably get rid of Evil Alliance. So we'll whiff on the guild business, but we do know that we got rid of Evil Alliance to stall out over here. X will go ahead and thwart 3 to take this down to 5. Let's have Beast just take out the Mark V. Don't need that in my life anymore. Legion will go ahead and thwart. Or do we leave that for Jubilee? No, I don't think so. Okay. Yeah, so Legion will thwart 2 here. And this will be the third side scheme. This is going to matter once we do finally get X Bunker. That's the third side scheme in the victory display. That'll tell us how many cards we can look at. We're not going to trigger the response here. But I do get to ready Remy. Remy we will use again. So we got Drawing Near and Dark Designs. Again, we'll get rid of Dark Designs, not removing threat. Do you have a strength in numbers? I think we're going to hang on to the strength in numbers. Okay. Pass over here to Jubilee. I'm going to spin 3 steps ahead to flip to hero form. We've got a Plasmoid Energy to play our Sunglasses. That gives us the +1 attack. And they basically the same thing that the coat gives us, but for attack events. And we will Exhaust to play Endurance to take us to 10 health. And Wolverine will go ahead and hit for 4 here, taking us down to 16 on the collector. Okay. We will stand up. Strengthen. I probably should have shuffled Rogue back in, but here we are. Choices have been made. Okay. Okay, so we got Strengthen Numbers, X Bunker. I'm really glad I didn't discard Legion. Beak. Charge card. Energy. And a Royal Flush. Beautiful. Then Jubilee has got 3 steps ahead. Grand Finale. Flash of Light. Energy. And a Firecracker. Sweet. Start by placing 2 here. That's going to take us to 7. Collector is confused. Collector is going to attack. We're going to toss X in front of it. We know it's a Drawing Near, which is 2. There goes X. Bye, Professor X. Encounter cards. Crystal Ball. Okay, we got another Galactic Artifact. Remember, we have to get all 4 of them. We've done 3. So Crystal Ball comes in with 7. When defeated, the player may play a card from their hand, reducing its cost by 3. That seems decent. Sick. Alrighty. Jubilee has got I Have You Now. You are stunned. Collector attacks you. Okay, we're going to have Beast jump in front of this one. So Collector's attacking for 3 plus 3 by Beast. Okay. Strength in numbers looking a little bit less tasty now. That's fine. We don't have any allies in the deck. We do know that. Potentially we could Weapon X. Yeah, potentially we could Weapon X to deck ourselves out to get allies, and then we can start messing with Cerebro. But it is Jubilee's turn first. I'm going to get rid of Stun just by using basic activation. 3 steps ahead and a Grand Finale. We'll play Flash of Light. Remove 3 threat from a scheme. trying to figure out if I can get a resource over here somehow. I don't think I can. If we had the X-Jet, that would be really nice. Okay, Flash of Light. I think I'd rather have Collector be confused. We could play around a little bit. We're going to have Beak. We will have Beak, so we do have a chump blocker. I'm trying to decide if I want to Firecracker for stun or Flash of Light for confuse. We will have Beak, who is in our hand right now, that we can chump block, so we will go with the confuse. So we got Flash of Light. We'll go remove 3 threat from a scheme. We'll take here. Take this down to 4. And then confuse Collector. Coat will remove 2 threats. Take this down to 2. And we got Firecracker for 5 damage because he is confused. Jubilee's Sunglass will do 2 more damage, taking him down to 9. After you play a Jubilee event, remove this card from the game. Boom. Cool. Alrighty. And Gambit is really starting to come online here. So let's go Energy to play X Bunker. X Bunker, we can look at 3 cards, which is the rest of our deck. None of them are... if I knew that I had the extra, I could have hung on to the flashlight, but here we are. Do we take Danger Room or do we take X-Jet here? I think we take Danger Room. So, is there a way that we could clear Crystal Ball? That'd be kind of interesting. So we have Beak coming in, hitting for 2, Legion for 2. That's 4 down to 3. Because if we could grab the X-Jet and play it, reducing its cost by 3, then we feel real good. Okay, we're going to take X-Jet into our hand. I think we just get to look. Yeah, we shuffle. Weapon X will take a damage. We'll discard. We get an encounter card. Then we shuffle our deck. Really, now we have Cerebro that can pull any ally, which is pretty sick. Remy is going to exhaust targeting here. We should have done that before we decked out. Here we are. Okay, we're going to get rid of the Sentinel Mark. We have, well, I guess we've willingly whiffed a few times there. Wolverine needs some more damage. Okay. Cerebro. To go grab a very, very cheap ally. Triage. Triage can heal Wolverine. Let's go. Okay. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Okay. We will Royal Flush to play Triage. Utopia will trigger and we're ready. We're going to take 2 damage off of Wolverine. Then we've got Charge Card to play Beak. We'll remove 3 threat here. And we got 2, 4, so we're good. Remy should be... Nope, Remy is ready. Remy is ready. Cool. Let's go ahead and have Legion Thwart for 2 here. discarding the top, which is a mental resource. So we get to remove 2 threat. We'll go ahead and clear here. So there goes the crystal ball. We get to put a card reducing its cost by 3. So that's going to be the X-Jet. Then, do we want to push? What happens if we push? We get the Milano. And then it comes in with 22 out of 30. We should be fine. Yeah, we'll push. Remy will use their ability. Again, whiff on that. Would we rather have Sentinel or Nowhere is Safe? I think we'd rather have the Nowhere is Safe. No, we'll take the Sentinel. We'll take the Quick Strike. So we remove 0 yet again. We could shrink the numbers instead if we wanted to. I think we will. We'll shrink the numbers for 2 cards. We got a Royal Flush in the Thieves Guild. We'll use Royal Flush to play the Thieves Guild. So after you use your Thief Extraordinaire ability, we can exhaust the Thieves Guild to remove a threat from a scheme. If it removes the last threat, draw a card. So just more threat mitigation there. We need 1 more damage here. Alrighty. Let's stand up. Excellent. See, I like how they can play together. Oh, we're going... Oh, okay. So Sentinel, it just gets dealt to us as an encounter card regardless. Well, that works out. Okay, so we drew 3, decked out. We'll reshuffle. And Sentinel Mark 6 is going to hit us for 2. We're at 10 health. We're absolutely fine. We have 2 blockers if we need them with Triage and Beak. We're fine. We are fine, fine, fine. And this is actually up to 4 because we have taken Call for Backup plus 3 of our artifacts. We got X Multi-Talented, X Gene. One way or another, we're beautiful, and a Firecracker. Remy gets 6 cards. We got Danger Room, beautiful. Energy, Molecular Acceleration, X Mansion. Oh my gosh, I love it. X-Men Instruction, and a Creole Charmer. That's a very, 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 very fun hand right there. Okay. Add 2 threat to the main. Takes this up to 4. Collector is going to attack. We're going to block with Beak. It's going to be a 3-4 to take Beak out. Then he's going to be confused over here. Deal out encounter cards. Sentinel Mark 4. 6. We're going to take the 2. Then we've got a Impossible Geometry. Insight 1. You are confused. If you're already confused, choose and discard 1 card you control. Okay, we're up to 5. That's fine. We've got, oh, the Magical Teapot. Bummer. Not really, but it's, I was more like, I wanted to use one way or another to pull that. But that is the last one. Comes in with 7. Then we've got Exhaustion. Surge, exhaust my identity. And 2 Cloak of Hercules. Attached to the enemy with the lowest attack. Spend 3 physical resources to discard this card. They have plus 3 attack. Alrighty. Pass this over here. And yeah, let's just do it. We got a Molecular Acceleration to play a X Mansion. Gonna exhaust this to heal a damage from a mutant or a X-Men character. We are going to X Bunker to look at 4 cards. Ooh, there's a Rogue. We're gonna take the Rogue. Because Rogue cost me 1 to put onto the table, and that feels very good. Feels very, very good. I'm gonna put X Mansion right here. We're gonna go Weapon X. We're gonna take a damage. We're gonna discard until we get a Remy card. There's a charge card. Okay. Energy will play a Danger Room. And we will charge card for Rogue. We'll trigger Utopia to ready. We'll trigger Danger Room. to go find a Danger Room training for Rogue. She has tough. Okay. Let's have Rogue go ahead and thwart 3 here. Take it down to 2. Then we're going to use Remy's ability to look at the top 2. We are going to discard I Have You Now to remove 1. Thieves Guild removes the last one, which will allow us to draw into a strengthen numbers. Interesting. And this pushes. Put the set aside Milano support from the ship's encounter set into play under the first player's control. And then we have, this comes in with 22. Starts out at 30, and we have to go through it again. Milano is here. We can generate a wild resource for any player, which is the sentence Jubilee loves to hear. So a couple of things, there are a couple of things that I can do. What does Jubilee's hand look like? We got Firecracker, which is nice. We do have a Professor X on this side of the table, which is good. We know we do not have a card for one way or another to pull, but we do have a multi-talented. We're just going to give all of the wild resource generators over here. We don't need to use Creole Charmer because we have a Professor X coming in. So let's use Cerebro to go find... Go Colossus if we wanted to. Yeah, let's grab a Colossus. X-Men Instruction. Yeah, we'll play X-Men Instruction because now we have X-Mansion. So we'll shuffle Shadowcat and Beast back into our deck. This is why I like two-handed. Just do a lot of cool stuff. And then we get to draw a card because X-Mansion is in play. Okay. Draw into a Strength. Beautiful. We're going to use a Strength to play Colossus from our hand. Comes in with Toughness. Then we're going to use Strength and Numbers to draw 1, 2, 3 cards. Gambit Staff, Natural Agility, and a Danger Room training. We do have a Creole Charmer in our hand. We're going to use Creole Charmer to play Danger Room training on Wolverine. Yes, Wolverine. And then we're going to use Natural Agility to drop a staff onto the table. Let's go ahead and use X-Mansion to heal 1 from Wolverine over here. Excellent. Perfect. Wolverine is... oh my gosh, this is just awesome. This is just really cool. We put everything on the table and now we get to play with it. Sick. Okay. Let's go ahead and exhaust to get rid of this confused. We don't need that in our lives. Let's use one way or another X-Jet and Milano to play multi-talented. Okay. If you paid for this we did all of them. So we're going to, I'm not going to be able to play Professor X. I didn't think about that. That's fine. I'd rather get multi-talented. I'd rather do multi-talented, I think. Okay. So 2 damage to... do a total of 5. Wolverine can... That's going to be the best source of threat removals to take out the Collector. So we're going to deal 2 damage to the Collector. Remove 2 threat from a scheme. Take this down to 5. Heal 2 damage. Go up to 10. We're going to trigger Sunglasses to do 3 damage. To take him down to 4. And Coat to remove 3 threat to take this down to 2. Perfect. Wolverine will take out the Collector. Remove 6 threat. Takes us down to 16 out of 30. Wolverine needs a couple more damage. I do really wish I could play Professor X. Let's use X Gene and Professor X to play Firecracker. We'll deal 4 damage to... We're actually going to use Firecracker to deal 4 damage to the Collector, which will stun him. And then we will have Wolverine attack the Sentinel. For 4. Okay, let's stand up. No, yeah, okay. Okay. Remy gets 6. Molecular X-Men Destruction, Pixie, Genius. Charge card, build support. Jubilee gets Dazzler. Honorary X-Men, Nicholas Fury, one way or another. Firecracker. Perfect. Let's go up to 18. Collector is going to scheme on Remy for 2, 3 total. That takes us to 21 out of 30. And we get an acceleration token because we just decked out. We do have the magical teapot, which we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Collector is stunned here. We are going to toss Triage in front of the quick strike attack here. Yep, cool. Shuffling up, we got encounter cards, 2 over here to Remy. First one is the Beyonder's Blazer, attached to the enemy with the highest scheme. Place 2 threat on the main scheme. We're going to throw it on here. They are tied, so we get to make that choice. Beautiful. I have you now. Exhaust your identity. Collector schemes. It's going to scheme for 2. After its activation, we're going to place a counter. So just 2. We're up to 23. Still need to be a little careful here. Come on. Impossible geometry in site 1. You are confused. If you are already confused, discard 1 card you control. We're good. Alrighty. Milano in first player. We'll pass over to Jubilee. The amount of cards that Gambit has on the table is a little ridiculous. Okay, Jubilee. I think we probably want to get Nick on the table. Let's go one way or another. Okay, we only have Relentless Robots. That's the only one we have. So that comes in with 6. Okay. Draw 3 cards. Genius, beautiful. Game time. Nice. And a Plasmoid Energy. Oof. Let's cook. Genius and Plasmoid Energy will play Nick Fury, which will draw us 3 cards. Float like a butterfly. Game time. And Plasmoid. Let's not forget to give Collector his health back. Okay. Nick will just go ahead and take out the Sentinel. Don't need to worry about him anymore. So we do have a block. We could Firecracker. We honestly probably could flip up with Remy at this point. Wolverine has 6 health because of the Danger Room training. We could have Jubilee flip down, heal Wolverine up, have Gambit come back up and start building up his charge counters, getting ready for that final push. Do we have a strength in numbers in our hand? We do not. Let's go ahead and X Bunker. Let's see if I can. I want to see if I can get a strength in numbers, because if I can strengthen numbers, I can game time a couple of times. Should be nice. We got Plasmoid Energy, Milano X-Jet to play Dazzler. It's going to confuse Collector. Dazzler will thwart 2 here. Ooh. We get to heal, but we don't. We wouldn't heal too much. That's fine. We're going to clear here. Magical Teapot goes there. Our total health is 12, so we get to heal 2. Now we're going to trigger X Bunker. We get to look at 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No strength in numbers. Take X-Men Instruction. We can still game time on our turn. I was just trying to get... Well, if Jubilee's flipping down, we can't. Let's go ahead and just get rid of our Confuse. I'm a little scared about what that could happen there. Firecracker Honorary will play Float Like a Butterfly over here on Gambit. And then let's just go ahead and swing at Collector for 3, 4, 5. We'll take 2. We have 1 health left. Let's go ahead and game time. We will ready Wolverine, heal a damage. And then we will game time again to heal 1 from Wolverine. Jubilee will flip down and heal 3 from Wolverine. And we are pretty much getting ready to go. He is confused. Gambit's going to come up, I think. We got this. Alrighty, sweet. We also have a blocker here, which is nice. I guess let's go ahead and just pull out while we're here. Shopping Spree. That gets it out of the deck, which is nice. I potentially may play over, but I really don't want to draw into it. That's not a great card to draw into at this point in the game. Alrighty. Let's use X-Men Instruction. Got Triage and Beak. Ooh, Beak. Nice. Shuffle those back into the deck. Get to draw a card into Gambit's Guild Armor. We'll Cerebro for Beak. We do have 1 ally. We still haven't put the Triskelion. Interesting. Okay. Let's use... Let's use Pixie to play Beak. It's going to remove 4 threat from his scheme. Let's take it here. Take this down to 2. But now we can hit it with the Thieves Guild. Okay. Beak will thwart this down to 1. Oh, and also I'm going to react to Beak entering play with Utopia to ready. I think I'm going to try and play... Can I play another card? Interesting. We're going to... Yeah, we'll just draw. So let's go ahead and use Thief Extraordinaire over here. So we got 0 or 1. This will be a boost card. Collector's going to get it tough, but we have Wolverine. So we'll discard Dark Designs. Thieves Guild will clear Relentless Robots, which will draw us a card. Into Shadowcat. Beautiful. Excellent. Now we can use Jubilee to trigger Danger Room to get a mission training on Shadowcat, and she can be thwarting for just a stupid amount. Nice. Okay. Anything else we want to do while we're here? Let's use Weapon X. We'll take a damage. There goes Moira, Beast, Natural Agility. Okay. Let's X Mansion to heal up to 5. We'll flip up to Gambit. We're going to grab a charge counter. Let's use a Molecular Acceleration to play Shadowcat on top of Beak. We're going to choose... There isn't a icon that we're going to ignore. We're going to use Danger Room. Jubilee is going to trigger this, and we're going to go find Mission Training. It's going to give her +2 hit points and +1 thwart. Okay. Sweet. Probably should have played X-Men Instruction while I was down there, but here we are. Okay, let's use... Genius to play charged card. We're not going to use any of our counters, but that will do 5 damage to Collector. Rogue will go ahead and thwart for 3 here. Take this down. Colossus will attack and deal 4 damage, taking us down to 6. Rogue, instead of thwarting, is going to have attacked for 4. Takes him down to 2. And then we've got Legion, who is going to thwart here for 2. Discard. We got a Fist, which is heal 2 damage. Okay. We've got Shadowcat, who's going to punch for 2, which will remove 6 threat, taking us down to 16. And then this will flip. We use X-Men Instruction to play a Guild Armor. And then a Natural Agility to play a Build Support. Seems kind of crazy. We'll throw a Build Support on top of the Shopping Spree. Comes in with 6. Okay. Rogue needs a damage. Alrighty, sweet. Let's stand up. Collector's on his heels now. Alrighty. Gambit's going to get 2, 4, 5. And I have you now. Alrighty. Collector's attacking me. Bummer. Did not think that through. Alrighty. That's fine. We've got Nick as a blocker. And we can really toss whoever in front of it. Okay. Creole Charmer, Triage, Triskelion, Danger Training, and an X. Jubilee has got 6 cards. We got Flash of Light, 3 Steps Ahead, Firecracker, Power on All of Us, and a 3 Steps Ahead. Alrighty. Well, that's kind of exciting. We're going to add 3, which is going to take us up to 19. Collector is confused here. Collector is attacking us. We're going to toss Nicholas Fury in front of it. It's going to be 2, 4. There goes Nick. Dazzler's going to slide right back in. Then encounter cards. Jubilee first. Drawing near. Alrighty, we're going to add some counters there. When revealed, hero, you are stunned. Collector attacks you. Collector is attacking me for 2 plus a boost. I do have 5 health, so we do want to toss someone in front of this. Who do we want to toss in front of this? Honestly, probably Dazzler. So it's going to be 2 plus 3. That would have been lethal to Gambit. That's fun. There goes Dazzler. Then we got Impossible Geometry, Insight 1. It's going to take us to 20. You are confused. If you are already confused, choose and discard 1 card you control. This is why Gambit never comes to hero form. Stunned and confused. This passes. This passes. Cool. This flips. Alrighty. We're just kind of going for it, right? We're going to use Creole Charmer to play a Danger Room training on Mr. Colossus. Gambit is ready because I did not exhaust for anything. Gambit really likes being an alter ego. I'm telling you. I guess he had infinite health. We're fine. Okay. Honestly, I think Gambit is more effective in alter ego. Especially when I don't draw any of his cards. So we probably are going to flip back down. Let's go ahead and first just clear this stun. I don't want to deal with it. We are going to flip down to alter ego. Let's use X Bunker here. No, let's use Cerebro. We're going to go find Pig. No, we're going to find Beak. Love Beak here. Oh, heck yeah. Actually, yeah, very, very much heck yeah. Do we have a Confused? We do have a Flash of Light, so we're good. Okay. So we have Beak in our hand. We are going to use Triage to play the Triskelion, giving us another ally slot. Then we are going to use X-Jet to play Beak. We're going to remove 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 threat from the main. We're going to trigger Danger Room Training to pull a Mission Training. put it on beak. Okay. Alrighty. This is when I want to strengthen numbers. Let's go X bunker. We'll look at 5 cards. We got strengthen numbers, charge card, molecular acceleration, and a strengthen numbers. Honestly, I'm going to go with a molecular acceleration here because I still have a Professor X in my hand. And I would rather get Professor X onto the table. Beak is going to ready Remy, by the way. And then Remy is going to use Thief Extraordinary to clear Confuse. Let's go ahead and have Beak thwart 2 here, take us down to 3. Molecular acceleration will play Professor X on top of Beak. We're going to confuse Collector. And Float Like a Butterfly is about to go absolutely bananas. Let's go 3 here from the Professor. Let's go 2 from Legion. Take us down to 8. Discard the top card, which is a mental resource. Remove 2 threat. We're going to take this down to 6. Shadowcat thwarting for 3. Take it down to 3. Rogue going to thwart for 3. And that's going to push. Flip Library Labyrinth. Place 1 acceleration token on the main scheme. Shuffle the remaining cards from the ship command back in there. So Library Labyrinth flips to Museum Ship. Hold on to your butts. When the villain phase begins, choose to exhaust Milano to assign 2 indirect damage among players, or assign 4 indirect damage among players, or assign 6 indirect damage among players. That's probably going to be fine, honestly. Then that comes in with 16. And we thread out at 24. We are going to have Colossus go ahead and swing for 5 here. Takes 2 damage. X Mansion. We're going to heal Wolverine over here later, so that's going to be fine. I don't think we need a Weapon X right now. We have a Milano over here for Jubilee. So let's figure that out. Jubilee. Start. I'm going to discard. Place a pursuit counter there. Let's go ahead and flip up to Jubilee. I'm going to exhaust Jubilee. Flash of Lights, Firecracker to play 3 steps ahead. Just going to remove 6 total threat from here. We're going to use our coat to remove 3 threat. Take us down to 7. Oh, heck yeah. Milano, Flash of Light, Power on all of us. Remove. Take that down to 1. Wolverine. GG's. Oh, I didn't realize that we were going to be able to burst that hard with thwarting. That's pretty exciting. And honestly, we had a little bit more, right? Colossus attacked where he could have thwarted. So we were fine. I really enjoyed this Gambit deck. I enjoyed the Jubilee deck as well. But like the way that they are able to play kind of cohesively together with the game times and the training upgrades, there's just a lot of synergy that can go within the decks. And it's just like, it's really fun to play two-handed. But I hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you, Guarismo, for the awesome suggestion, and we'll see you next time. Peace.